All right, y'all. So, well, first of all, I want to say happy Sunday. Today is a day that the Lord has made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. So, happy Sunday. Today, I have been reflecting on vulnerability. This weekend, this past week, AWC Nation has, under the direction of Tina Seymour, we put on this thing called the Show of Greatness, and after letting it soak in and processing what that experience was for me, two things happened. First thing, I realized something about myself that I was just sharing that with Amari. I said, "Hey man," and I texted a whole bunch of people yesterday because I had like free time. You know, my son was with his mom. You know, I finally had a little bit of time, but like my heart was like, man, I really need to reach out to people. You know, with recent events and everything that's been going on, and with my previous posts, I've realized that I need to reach out to those people that I love, that I care about, that I call myself friend to, that I know that things are going on in their lives. I just need to text them and just say, hey man, how are you? And it's funny because it's something that I have not done in years. I really have not been reaching out to people like ever since, I don't know, since I graduated college, I think. Like before I graduated college, like I really just was very selective about the people that I reached out to. And that was in 2012, man. So it's been literally like 10 years, maybe 11, before I just was like, yo, what's going on? Like, be the first person to reach out to them, and not need anything, just kind of just aimlessly reaching out in my logical mind. That's what I think I'm doing. But I really was just like, and it reminded me of a time in my life when I first got my cell phone. And I'm like, oh, I got my cell phone, who I'm gonna call? Like, it was like one or two people, like mom, dad, well, four people. Mom, dad, my brother. And then maybe my best friend. Maybe it was like Justin or Alex or somebody like that. But anyway, that was it. That was all there was to my phone. That was all there was to my contacts. And then then I was like, how can I? And then as I started to get to know people, I started, adding more contacts to my phone. I think what happened in my life 11 years ago, and I never really realize this, but I started to develop, I started to get overwhelmed with the amount of relationships that I had gotten over the years, and the amount of people that I actually get to know on a year-to-year basis. Like, it just started to add up. And I got overwhelmed, and then life events happen with certain people, and you feel like you've been wronged, or you've been, messed over by people, so you lose your trust in your friendship groups or whatever. And so, you let those things kind of jade you and persuade you out of relationships with people that have been nothing but friend to you, and really may have been looking for you to reach out, looking for you to just be like, hey, what's up, and then you get new relationships, you don't even know how to reach out to them. You don't even know how to dial their phone number, send them a simple text like, how are you? Like, you never think that stuff matters, but like, it's so funny because I think what I've been looking for is to see who would reach out in a weird way, a weird twisted way in my head. But like, after I've witnessed the show of greatness, I realized that that's not who I am. It's not sitting about here waiting to reach out to people. I'm the one who makes the connections, and then I'm the one that actually will carry on the conversation with you. That is something that I was like, wow, it's not really who I am. And then another thing is, I realized that doing that, what was I really doing? I was really hiding from being this person who actually embraces relationships. It dawned on me this morning as I was talking to Mari. That was the second thing. It's like stop hiding. Are you a person that hides? Are you a person that just lives, bro? It's so funny because because like I never realized this, but the Holy Spirit was in me, and I got convicted again. And this was a couple months back, but I don't think I really understood what the conviction was, in a sense as it related to me, but in a sense as it related to people. I believe in it. Don't quote me, but in the book of Isaiah, it talks about them climbing the mountain of the Lord, and as they ascend. But it also talks about the dissension. It says that when the glory of the Lord fell, the people began to hide. Those who had things, unforgiveness, those who had you did wrong, those who were ashamed and didn't have belief, they began to hide from the glory of God. So for me, and that happened in a very interesting way. I had to do some really deep reflection. It's like, where am I hiding at? Well, I'm hiding from the glory of God in my relationships, in my life, with the people that I encounter. I hide rather than ascend the mountain and rejoice. And that's could be a far-fetched analogy or conclusion, but if I had to draw anything near that would be detrimental to me, would be hiding. I've always heard that from people around me. Oh, what you hiding for? Because on all honesty, I am not one person to be vulnerable. And vulnerability is something that I realize that's where my strength is in the vulnerability. The vulnerability is the places in my life where I'm uncomfortable. And so, I don't know, the show of greatness really just, unlocked this, something that I never realized about myself. That I had an issue being vulnerable, that I had an issue with stepping out and coming out of hiding places in relationships. Like, I will do it, but it takes a lot. You got to kind of pull me out of there. You got to pull me out of it. I got to be in there, and I got to observe things before I just open up, or before I just, show people who I am. My mom always told me, you got to wear your heart on your sleeve. I mean, people can see how you feel based on your facial expression, and that kind of ties into that emotion control thing that I've developed over the years, because I was told, hey, you wear your heart on your sleeve, you got a big heart, you got to protect that thing, right? So I guess I'm saying this. I mean, it's okay to be vulnerable. I have to find the balance and the timing, but I don't have to go in complete solidarity. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that right there, because that was the epiphany I had waking up this morning and actually digesting everything that has happened this week and this weekend. Looking at my posts and kind of seeing in the direction where my mind is. So remember, make real change, make change real. The process is beautiful. Empower your mentality to make real change in the world. My name is Michael. I love you. Peace.